here on WRAL or on your mobile app and on WRAL.com. Back to you.
Certainly a story we'll stay on top of. Thank you, Mark. Breaking news now. Strikes coming down in both Israel and Gaza today as Israel ramps up its fight against Hamas militants after those attacks. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dan Haggerty.
And I'm Lena Tillett. Just in the last 60 minutes, Hamas announced hostages will be killed if Israel keeps attacking civilians without warning. The group claims to be holding more than 100 hostages, including Israeli army officers. Israel's army radio reporting at least 900 people are dead there. And the defense minister is now calling for a complete siege of Gaza. We'll have coverage on this rapidly developing conflict in just the next couple of minutes, but we begin now with WRAL's Chelsea Donovan. Chelsea, people in our area gathering tonight to support Israel.
That's exactly right. In just about 90 minutes, the Jewish Community Center here in North Raleigh will be holding a solidarity rally, and that is to pray for those people in the midst of that conflict, as well as bring the community together. As you can see, they're just finishing up some last-minute preps, hoping to have 200 to 300 people here. Now, even here, thousands of miles away, they are worried, bringing in 5 additional security guards just on this campus as a precaution. Now, today I spoke with a woman who grew up here in North Raleigh, graduated from Enloe. She's living in Israel and fearful for her and her children's lives. This is Robin and her family in happier times, enjoying the beach and life in Israel, where she's lived since graduating from UNC Chapel Hill.
About a 35-minute drive from Jerusalem.
For the past 3 days, she and her family have been living in fear.
The first siren, we think it's a mistake. Why would there be a siren? The second siren, you're like, okay, that's kind of weird. For me to hear 3 sirens in an hour has never happened in the history of Israel, where I live.
Robin, who grew up in Raleigh, is an Orthodox Jew. So when she heard the first sirens, she was desperate for information.
As observant Jews of Orthodoxy, we didn't turn on our phones, so we don't really know what's going on. My first reaction is, where are my kids? Are they with their father? Are they alone? Are they safe?
She describes to me what she's been hearing over the past few days as she's sheltering in place.
I constantly hear booms, and I constantly hear airplanes and helicopters.
Officials say at least 900 people have been killed in the surprise Hamas attacks on Israel. At least 9 U.S. citizens are among those who have died in those attacks.
We're in national mourning. We've lost over 800 lives, and we have people, hundreds, kidnapped. I'm scared to go to the grocery store because someone might take their gun to me.
Terrible situation. Again, this rally for solidarity begins at 5:30 at the David Kahn campus here at the Jewish Community Center in North Raleigh. We're off of Norwood Road. They are expecting local, federal, and state leaders. Again, anyone is welcome.
So frightening for that family. Chelsea Donovan reporting live for us in Raleigh. Thank you.
Also, we know at least 9 Americans are confirmed to be dead in Israel. Laura Aguirre reports now on this escalating war between Israeli defenses and Hamas. And we do want to warn you before we go forward here that some of these images are graphic and that you may find them disturbing.
This Gaza refugee camp is one of many retaliatory targets hit by Israeli forces Monday. The IDF says it has hit around 800 Hamas-related sites, and the strikes continue.
We will change reality on the ground in Gaza for the next 50 years. What was before will be no more.
Israeli strikes also landing in neighboring Lebanon, where the IDF claims gunmen are crossing the border into Israel. Israel's actions follow a surprise and unprecedented Hamas attack on Jewish targets Saturday, including a music festival where at least 260 people were gunned down. Many other civilians, including Americans, have been taken hostage by Hamas.
Thank you. All the institutions of the world that help kidnap civilians.
The death toll far into the hundreds on both sides and climbing. In the U.S., protesters in several cities are trading blame for the eruption of violence.
Many of us have been saying that the Palestinians are going to rise up. They're not going to, and you cannot expect them to sit on their hands.
The fact that we're still even arguing Jewish existence in 2023 is pretty shocking to me.
I pray for, civilians on both sides, civilian casualties. I mean, their lives are valued just as much.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
And these are live pictures here this evening. It is nighttime in Tel Aviv. This is the Gaza City right here. A couple of lights still on. No active firebombing or rockets coming in the background here. That quickly can change, though. And the numbers have changed in terms of the death toll, continuing to go up and down. On your screen, these are the latest key points as we come on the air here at 4. Israel says it has retaken control of its territory. We did talk about the 9 Americans that have been killed there in these attacks and more missing. So we're following that story very closely as well. And Hamas today threatened to start executing hostages if Israel bombs or continues to bomb. So we'll monitor those developments as all of this continues to change. All of those updates right here on WRAL this afternoon.
Frightening violence playing out, Mark. Thank you. Ahead at 4:30, our coverage continues. We have a live interview with a professor of political science over at Duke University, Professor Bruce Gentleson. Takes us behind this conflict and will explain what led to the recent attacks. That's coming up at 4:30.